Today we are going to be jumping right into it, and we're going to go ahead and work on some of our optional investigations and our optional quests today. So be sure to join me, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. So right now, first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and post this up in the Discord. So if anybody wants to find me, you can definitely always find me in the Discord. I'm of course part of Ray's Discord, Tux's Discord, and also of course I have my own, and I have Mejosium. So let's see what we can do today and get this going. So the first thing I think we're going to go ahead and go do, now that I've got everything posted up, hopefully some people will come and join me now. We're going to go ahead and go do some of the optional quests. So let's see if we can get anybody going and go from here. Now, as you can see here in a minute, I'm going to go ahead and go to the quest board up here by the smithy. I'm actually going to show you what I've got equipped for right now. So let me go ahead and show you my equip, and we'll go from here. So right now I am using the insect glaive. That is my main weapon, and I've got my Badwing insect glaive from the Deviljho, or as I like to call him, the Pickle. And basically, it does quite a lot of damage. It's probably my highest weapon at this point. I do need to get a Wyvern gem for my next weapon, which, you know, usually you can farm from higher ranked missions. I also have my Bonnetfill 2, my Water Bonnetfill 2, which I'm actually going to be changing over here in a second, to my Whisper Vest 3. That puts my combined attack at 620 with my 150 Dragon Element and my high Elder Seal. Now, the Elder Seal can be pretty important because when it comes to the Elder Seal, basically it seals off some of the harder hitting combos that monsters might have for you. Also, I have unlocked my 2 slots here. I have my Vitality Mantle and my Health Booster on, and I'm using the Gatherer's Charm, so that way once I actually go ahead and get to it, I've already got everything going here, so that way I can gather more items from my kills, from my monster hunts. So now I do have the Dragon King eye patch. I was able to forge that pretty recently, actually, after my Xeno'jiiva fight. I've got my Nergigante mail, which I've colored red because I just think it looks a lot cooler. I've got my Anjanath Vambraces at this point. I haven't been able to upgrade those, but hopefully I'll be able to get into the Xeno'jiiva really soon. I'm using the Xeno'jiiva spine for my coil because I just find that it has a little bit more slots and it looks pretty cool. And then I have my Nergigante Greaves. So that's my basic equip at this point. When it comes to glaives, Reaper, if you're going to use any of the glaives, let me actually come and show you these glaives.
There you are, Flavor.
Now, when it comes to the insect glaives, they can be pretty difficult to first learn, but once you grasp the concept of them, usually they're one of the most effective tools in the game, I believe. Now, when it comes to them, if you can get the Deviljho insect glaive, I would definitely recommend it. It's definitely one of the highest in the game with the least amount of work that you can do. If you do have the materials, though, there is only one insect glaive better than the Deviljho insect glaive, and that would be the Catastrophe's Light. Now, that one's a little bit harder because at this point in the game, of course, you would have to fight the Nergigante more than a few times, and you do have to fight Xeno'jiiva to be able to get it. So, that is definitely one of those I recommend. Now, when it comes to the Kinsects, of course, when it comes to them, of course, you want to try to get the highest upgrade that you can. So let me show you that. So at this point, I'm pretty good on going through each of the individual trees and the lineages. I haven't been able to upgrade yet to the Express Wing. Actually, I think I might be able to do that now. Give me just a second here. I've got quite a lot of them, so it's kind of hard to go through and find which one I'm looking for. There it is. So, as far as that, so now I can go ahead and upgrade into the Express Wing so that I have both lineages going on. So I went Express Wing 1, so now I need Monster Hard Bones. But you definitely want to get up here into these purple ones, which I have 2 of them at this point. Most of them require the same thing, usually Elder Dragon Bloods and Monster Hard Bones. The Diablo's Glaive is okay, honestly, but when it comes to the Diablo's Glaive, let me show you this. Where is my Diablo's tree? Right here. So the thing about the Diablo's tree is that, honestly, once you get into the Diablo's tree, it doesn't have an element that comes with it, but you do get a defense bonus and a stamina boost when it comes to your Kinsect. So, basically, at this point, the Diablos, and as you can see, the attack on it is 620, which is a little higher, but again, it doesn't have that element to it until you can get into the 3rd and 4th upgrades, which then it's the ice element, which quite a lot of monsters can be susceptible to the ice. So, it just depends on how far you want to go with the Diablos Rod. It takes quite a lot of material. As you can see, it takes with each one 11 different materials to get them. At least to get up to the second one, which again, you know, until you get into the 3rd rung of the Diablo's tree, it really isn't worth it because, as I said, you can use less materials and get the Bad Wing with the high Elder Seal and the Dragon. Hey, Mia. Hey, Tay. Glad to see you guys could make it. So just to, basically at this point, I'm kind of been explaining a little bit of the equipment, what the statuses are, all that fun stuff. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to the insect glaive though, honestly, as you can see, let me show you. So I went ahead and sorted, and as you can see, I have quite a lot of them. Mostly because I'm really odd and I want to make sure I have something from each tree. So basically, as you can see here, if you look here, they have that little box status in the bottom right corner. That means that's what I've actually got. So I've got from the actual ore tree, this one is going to be going down into my Nergigante tree once I can get a Nergigante Carapace. I'm going to be working on also my Rathalos tree, so I'm going to have to make one more of these. I've got one of each of these trees. I'm going to be working on my Dodogama once I actually decide to fight the Dodogama. This is going into my Valhausic tree. I've already got for this tree and this one, and then now I've got to start working on the Diablos tree also down here. So, you will have a lot of weapons by the time you're done with it to make sure you have one from every tree. And especially if you're a completionist like me. Mia, you know what? I used to too, but honestly, what I did was I just played, and I kept playing at it, and Mijo came in and helped me, of course. And I've got Ray and Tux that help me every once in a while. So, usually the multiplayer option, if you can get into it, will help a ton. It'll help you get really into those harder hunts. Even though that's the one thing that's kind of a little bit difficult with the multiplayer option. So usually if you do go solo on a hunt, it is a little bit less difficult than going multiplayer. Now, as soon as you add one person into that hunt, it automatically jacks up the difficulty on it. You know, Mia, actually, that's the whole reason I play this game, is for the multiplayer option. I love playing with people. But if you don't want to be, you know, if you don't want to basically play the multiplayer option, of course, that is definitely fine. But what you can do is just keep on farming. That's what I did in the beginning. I've got over 103 hours logged on this game, and what I did was I just kept farming the low rank and farming the low rank until I was able to eventually upgrade my equipment. And then as soon as I was able to upgrade all of my equipment, then everything started getting really easy for me. So, Ray, you are here. Ray, if you want to join me, you and Tux want to join me in here, I will actually help you through some of your quests if you would like. I'll just have to change my name up a little bit. And we can go through some of your investigations and your optionals. Now, investigations, for some reason, they might not seem important, and honestly, I have severely lacked when it comes to doing all of the investigation and the optional quests. So let me show you where you can get those, and you can get some pretty good rewards from them. So your investigations, you're going to find them over here. Now, as you travel throughout the world of Monster Hunter, that's where you'll get your investigations, and they'll come here, and so you will have quite a lot of them built up, as you can see here. I've got over 216 investigations. You know, Mia, honestly, like I said, you know, if you play multiplayer, even if you just add one person into the hunt, it racks up that difficulty like you've got 4 people, or, well, I should say 3 others in with you on the hunt. So if you are going to play the multiplayer with anybody, you want to try to make sure that you're at least gaining that advantage and trying to play with at least 3 different people. You can play with me anytime. I'll help. I'm literally almost always on this game. So, as you can see here, each investigation is a little bit different. Of course, you've got your bronze rank, or the red ones, basically. Those rewards are a little bit less satisfying than, of course, the silver and gold. So usually what I try to tend to do is go through and find ones with more golds, like this one here. You've got a time limit on it, so it's going to give you more. It's going to give you more rewards when that time limit is a little bit lower. So normally you have 50 minutes on a hunt. This one gives you 15. So yeah, it can definitely make a difference. Yeah, Reaper, I literally play this all the time. I'm literally almost always on this game. My husband actually complains because I literally don't give him a chance at the PlayStation. So let's go ahead and we're going to find pretty much one of our 50-minute with some gold reward hunts, and then we're going to go ahead and register it, and we'll take it. so let's see what we can find here. So this is a capture, but honestly I don't want to do a capture investigation. This one has 4, but that's a Tobi-Kadachi. Not too easy to do in 15 minutes, so let's see here. And guys, as you know, the chat is kind of broken, so I'm sorry you can't see yourselves on the screen, but we'll get there. Hopefully they'll fix it soon. Let's see what we can find here. Let's see here. Thank you guys for bearing with me here. Are you guys seeing this coming up as live? I'm wondering, because it's kind of being a little weird. Yeah, Mia, that can be a little bit fun. School kind of gets in the way, but you know what? School is important, so... Sorry, that's the mama bear in me coming out. There we go. That's a tempered. So if you see the purple around them, that is a tempered. And those are not fun yet. I have not taken on a tempered monster yet. Only because, honestly, they scare me. Alright, so we have a capture Legiana that we can take. Let me see. I think I have some investigations registered. So we're going to go over here. And we're going to post... Oh, yes, I do. Okay, perfect. So let's see. We've got a captured Anjanath. Here we go. Here's a hunt a Jagras in 15 minutes. That's actually kind of... Yes, Reaper, seriously. That temperature Kushala Deora is, like, no joke. Let's see. Here's one 30 minutes to hunt a Sikiaku. So that shouldn't be too bad. Usually I can get them done a little bit faster, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this one, and we will see if we can get this done in 30 minutes. Alright, now, if you go in here and go into your menu and go into your Hunter's Notes, the really cool thing about the Hunter's Notes is that they will tell you exactly what you're going to need. So he's weak against thunder and ice. So my Thunder Blade actually deals a little bit more damage than my Ice Blade does. So I'm going to go ahead and change my equipment. This is my Thunder Blade. Its attack is only 341. Whereas my Ice Blade... Let's see, where did you go? My Frost Blade does 465. With a 180 ice. Whereas my... Thunder does a 300, so that puts it up at like 700 and something. So I'm going to change to that, but while I also changed that, I've got my Thunder Whisper Vest, which is my Kinsect. So I'm going to go ahead and put him on. I'm going to keep my Gathering Charm, my Health Booster, and my Vitality Main, because usually those are the better ones to use. Don't really need a Ghillie or a Glider or a Waterproof. So I don't have any of the extra... mantles at this point, so I'm just going to kind of stick with that. Really, I'm going to stick with my basic equipment here, only because normally I can find that this basic equipment that I'm using usually does pretty good against taking hits, things like that. It definitely keeps my, yeah, it definitely keeps them from doing a lot of damage. So, oh, poor Mia. Yeah, it's cold here too. I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's pretty cool here. So, yeah, it's not fun. I'm freezing. So now I'm going to actually go ahead and stand by for departure and go ahead and depart. I fought these things like a million times. Sekiyakus are pretty basic, so it's just going to be finding one right off the bat that's going to be the hard part. And the lovely loading screen. So basically in Monster Hunter World, one of the things they did was, it used to be that you used to load between each zone when you were on the map. They took that out, so now they've got this extra long loading screen. So honestly, I don't really feel I need to eat, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyways. Usually I go with the Chef's Choice platter. Usually gives you an elemental resistance, which you don't really need with so much with the Sekiyaku, because mostly they do the splash thing, which you can pretty much avoid very easily with the insect glaive. Aww, what kind of dog do you have, Mia? I think I've seen pictures a couple of times. Yeah, apparently you can jump really, really far on this. The Sekiyakus tend to hang out around Shamoses, so that's where I am heading, is towards them. See if I can pick up some tracks here and get going. Yeah, I'm not seeing any Sekis at this point on my map, so I just gotta kind of run around looking for some tracks. Aww. Chihuahuas are adorable, but I'm more of a big dog person. I have a basically I have a Bull Mastiff mixed with a Shar-Pei. He's a huge, huge boy. That's for sure. Oh, where am I going here? I took a wrong turn. I can usually find a Seki right around here. There we go. Now I've got some footprints. I should be able to track him now. Oh, he's coming towards me now. Sweet. I'm going to plant the health booster here. And get my vitality mantle on. And there is my Seki. Oh, and he's decided he wants to hit me today. And basically at this point I'm not taking any damage because my Vitality Mantle is taking the damage at this point, which is a good thing because it means that I don't have to worry about so much of my health or sharpening while I'm in this fight. Now, for an Insect Glaive user, it's not like the Charge Blade and everything else that you just charge up and you get to use it automatically. With the Insect Glaive, you've got to send it out to different parts of the monster's body to get your different charges. As you can see, I am not having much luck today for some reason. Honestly, that's the fun part about the ground monsters when it comes to the actual Insect Glaive, is usually with the Insect Glaive, its big attacks are in the fact that you fly around. There we go, we've got him captured. There we go. Now we've got him mounted. So basically at this point, I am riding him and dealing attack to him at the same time. As you can see, he is definitely getting some wear and tear there. You can tell by the colorations. And there's my red charge. So now I'm going to be able to get my last charge, which basically enables me to get these huge hits. And he's trapped at this point. So we're getting there. And that's what the charge does. It allows you to pull out these crazy attacks. But unfortunately, a lot of them are flyers attacks. So sometimes they definitely do not help when it comes to a ground monster. And he just paralyzed me. And now he's going to run. So now I've got to chase after him. And this is usually when I'll take the chance and go ahead and... I'll go ahead and sharpen up here in a minute. And he is limping, so he is almost dead. He's probably going to go ahead and go to his nest at this point, which is pretty awesome. I've got some Shamos after me at the same time, so it's kind of like, okay, let's get this going. Definitely want to keep away from the Shamos because I don't want to be drawn into another fight. And usually he is right over here. That's where he goes to sleep. So I'm going to go ahead and sharpen my blade so I do a lot of damage and get this going. Now, last time I had some barrel bombs. I don't know if I have any right now. And I do not have any bombs in my inventory. So at this point... I'm basically going to walk up to him and send my Kinsect after him. Let him get him. So I can get my charge. And get this last part of the fight going. Now, another thing you can do with the Kinsect Glaive is each of them comes with basically their own elements, and if you strike them, once you send them out, if you strike the clouds while they're out, it will send up a specific, each time a specific different little, like, paralysis or stun or poison, things like that. So it's really neat to be able to use them. They do extra damage outside of what... you know, you actually do. So it's kind of nice to have that little bit of help when on solo quests. Almost done now. We've got some parts broken. And he stunned me again, which is okay. Not too worried about it at this point, because... honestly, we're doing okay on time right now, so it's not too bad. As you can see, he is tiring out, and boom, we are done. So now, basically, I run up, I collect the stuff, and we go from there. It's okay, Mortal. I don't mind you being late. Did you notice anything special? As promised, Mortal, you and me, Joe. You guys are my mods. You know, yeah, Reaper, that's the fun thing. That's why I kill them so much more often when I'm out here in the field. I'll tend to kill them before they get a chance to kill me when I'm in a fight with the larger monster. Because honestly, yeah, who likes to be in the middle of a hunt and then all of a sudden you're stunned and boom, you're fainted. And you're on, you know, that special one faint quest and you're just like, no, how could this happen? But yeah, so as you can see, once you do the investigations, you will get some special rewards. Depends on the investigation that you do. I have a scale, a photophore, a scale, and some extract, which really is kind of like, I've got all those things already. And then, of course, I've got the plunder blade on my Palico, so I get extra stuff all the time. Now, when it comes to vouchers, vouchers will actually help you get some extra stuff, but honestly, I don't use the vouchers unless it's one of the big fights. Yeah, that's definitely not a fun one. Is the one faint quest. They're not the easiest thing in the world. And usually I've noticed the one faint quests are against like tempered monsters, and it's like, why? It's like I need the extra faint now. But guys, if you're liking what I'm doing, I would definitely appreciate it if you could drop those likes for me. It definitely gives me some warm fuzzies. So, looks like I have a couple of things to do here. So, first off, I have the ecological research. I have some new results available, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Yes, Mortal, you need to get this game. So, I got my monster field guide updated with 3 different monsters at this point, which is awesome. So, if you look, each research level basically gives you something different. So, basically, like, now, we just did the Great Jogress. I'm on a level 4 with him. It'll tell me different, you know, where it's going, things like that. So I've got quite a lot of stuff here. It looks like my Gerardidos, I'm almost to level 3, which is pretty awesome. But then I also have things that I am cultivating right now. I decided I needed a lot of flash bugs. Yeah, the tempered Teostra is not fun. Hey, Rob, thanks for joining in. So I'm going to go ahead and collect this. I needed more flash pods because flash pods are like the crux of fighting the tempered and also the elder dragon. So I find those are easier to just go ahead and do that. And then I've got something called the Argosy. Now, what it does is that, basically, if you tell them to go out and get materials for you, things like that, they'll go out and get them for you. And to be able to purchase them, you have to use your research points, which I ran a little bit low on before. So, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at what items he's going to give me and decide whether or not I want them, which this one I'm probably going to take because it looks like we got quite a lot of good things here. So, there we go, and I don't have enough to get the second one, which, honestly, with the Monster Keen Bone, I want to go ahead and get, so I am going to go jump on an expedition really quick to Elder's Recess. There is a material there called Beryl that gives you quite a lot of research points. So, I'm going to go over here to my Elders and jump into that. Yes, they do need to fix that, chat. I'm like sitting here like watching you guys chat on my phone while I am streaming. It is not the easiest thing in the world to keep up with. Well, Reaper, you know what? Even though you're grounded, at least you can tune in. So I'm kind of happy about that one, that at least you can tune in with me. Even though I would really love it if you were able to play with me so we can get some of these higher ranked monsters going, you know? So, Rob, how you doing today? Yeah, this is the fun loading life. I think that's with any game, though, other than really Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts, I haven't really noticed too much of a loading with it. That's a nice thing. Which, by the way, guys, yeah, if you want to see me stream some more Kingdom Hearts, things like that, let me know in the chat. I am definitely willing to do a couple of different other games, but Monster Hunter is pretty much the one I'm on all the time. So I figured it's usually easier to stream one I'm on all the time, rather than one that I play every once in a while. So, as you can see, when you go and you collect these things, if you look over to the right, you'll see True Barrel, and it says 54 points in green. That is how many research points you get each time you harvest that. So, it's pretty important to do the harvest. I know it definitely takes up some space, things like that, but that harvest will definitely help. Now, we've got some Grimokines over here. He will definitely help. Usually what they'll do is if you mount a monster and the monster gets over here, they'll go ahead and trap it, which is really cool. Definitely a big help, because then once it's trapped, it's easier to get some major hits on them. So I'm going to keep on just farming stuff from here and getting those research points from them and going from here. And watching for monsters, because they love to fight me. For some reason, the Barnos, even though I kill them every time, they love to come and fight me. So we've got another barrel right here that I'm going to go ahead and grab. And there's the one that wants to fight me. I'll just kill him really quick, not too difficult. Yeah, as I say that, right? I get hit. That's yet another good thing about the insect glaive, is that usually when it comes to the insect glaive, the good thing is, first off, as you saw, they're being run off at this point, because I can reach them. Don't even know where he went to, but he ran off. And there's an Uragaan. Of course, I am going to try to avoid him because I really don't want to get into this fight with him right now. I have not defeated one yet for a specific reason. But, yeah, definitely going to avoid him and run down over here. There is some more barrel right over here to the front of me here. And then there's going to be some more over here. Now, usually, I can actually go up here. And it sounds like there is an Uragaan over here. Yep, he's underneath me. And I'm hoping that he doesn't decide that I seem yummy today. And then down over here, I found something really cool the last time I was here, so I am going to go check this out. But I think I found basically the Godjalaka's home. Now, the Godjalakas are pretty interesting. They are basically the wild version of my little Palico over here, and usually you can find some pretty good stuff near their home base. But yeah, you got the little drawings and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. And little fires. They got this whole, like, native feeling music going on. It's pretty cool. And let's see if that Urgon has decided that he wanted to leave. Yes, he did. Got some Azer Rathalos, and there we got the Rathalos down over there. Just kind of run through this area pretty quickly because I don't want to get into a fight with the Godjalakas. That would not be fun. They basically are little hellions when it comes to fighting. Now, these things you collect, the good thing about Monster Hunter World is that it does auto-make things. So, I think I probably have a Lavassioth over here. Most likely, that's where they usually hang out. And as you can see, if you don't have a cool drink, you will get damaged in this area just off the bat without even having to do anything. So I'm going to go ahead and run out of here so I can stop with the heat. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and return from this expedition at this point, and we'll go from here. So guys, I definitely want to thank you again for tuning in. I'm pretty new to streaming, you know, just recently getting into steady streams and, you know, trying to put out content at least a couple of times a day, so. Yeah, Mortal, they can be, especially if you don't actually play the game. You know, obviously it is a little bit difficult, but just hang in there with me. You'll learn, and then by the time you get the game, you're going to be like a pro at playing it. And we're at a loading screen again. So guys, yeah, yeah, he did. Tux learned really quickly, but Tux also played the beta of it, so he already had a basic understanding of the game by the time he got into it. Wonder if they are still streaming, if they want to join me today. So, now there's something else that's important that has come up. If you look to the right, Zora Magdaros has appeared. Now, Zora is basically a huge lava monster, like a mountain of a lava monster. So let's go ahead and see if anybody's posted anything. Now, normally I am high ranked at this point, but I like to go for the low rank missions because they tend to collect you some materials that everybody seems to like to overlook. So these are all the people at this point who have posted missions. So I'm actually going to go look at our optional. We've got an optional Kirin. Kirins are basically a thunder unicorn. Now, I'm not actually going to join in with any of these quests because at this point the rewards will be reduced. So I'm actually going to look what available quests, and there are none. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go over here and I'm going to save my game. Because nobody else has joined in with me, I'm probably pretty much by myself on this server. So I need to change my server. So if you look here, yes, I'm all by myself on this server. So I'm going to go ahead and change my server really quick. And that will open me up some more quests. And now we're going to load again. So guys, in the future, I'm not only obviously going to be doing Monster Hunter World streams, I'm going to be doing some other streams, but I want you guys to decide, what do you want to see as far as content? Just let me know down there in the comments. So there we go. So now we've got a Tobi-Kadachi, a Barroth, and a Kestodon. As far as optionals, we've got an Odogaron. So let's go ahead and fight with the Odogaron. They are pretty tough. They tend to run around quite a lot, but they are, basically, ice works really well against them. So I'm going to go over here and just double check. Yeah, as you can see, I haven't fought many of the Odogarons. Like I said, they're pretty difficult as far as the way of monsters go. So I'm going to go ahead and try one. You guys wish me luck on this because I don't know how well I'm going to do. But let me go ahead and get my Frostblade out. And we'll go ahead and change to... I should have an ice. There we go. My Lady Targe 3 has an ice. Now, as far as my equipment goes, I'm pretty good with these, so I should be good to go. Now, one of the things you have to make sure of with an Odogaron, he definitely does some damage when it comes to bleeding damage. So you want to make sure that you have plenty of stuff that'll help you with controlling bleeding, which I do have. I'm so grateful for. These... and this one should help with the bleeding if I do get hit. Let me get him over here. And let me grab my flash bugs. There they are. And then I'm going to restock and resort. These actually can go back in here too. And so can these guys. Make sure I've got everything. Oh, I'm not going to need those either. Alright, there we go. We are ready to go. So let's go ahead and depart. My Palico's name is Zeus Mijo. I actually named him after my kitty. And you did spell that right. Good job. Yeah, Tux has got Toby, Ray has got Tux Bear, and Mijo has Mijo Jr. Yeah, my kitty is perfect. I love my little kitty. John actually, John is my husband, guys, if none of you know, and he's basically named his Palico after our dog, so his name is Buster. And guys, feel free to, if you know anybody else who loves Monster Hunter and would love to watch, go ahead and share this out, and we'll go from there. Mm-hmm. I would definitely appreciate it. It would give me some warm fuzzies. Now, automatically, the good thing is they've already tracked the Odogaron, so I'm basically going to be able to find it and fight it right off the bat. It looks like we've got one who is fainting at this point, so... let's go ahead and get that going. So hopefully we can get him beat without somebody fainting 2 more times. Because that is all it takes is 3 faints and you're done. Let's go ahead and follow the scout flies. Now, this is what's called the effluvium. Now, the killer part about this is that it does do basic continual damage if you do not have basically like a miasma gem. And it's not the funnest thing in the world to be constantly taking damage while you're trying to fight another monster. But the good thing is I do have miasma gems, so I should be good to go. At least and only be taking minimal damage. And there is our Odogaron, everybody. So, with the insect glaive, one of the important things is to set up right off the bat with attacking him with the insect. Because what it does is it allows us to basically grab those charges almost right off the bat. Now, the Odogaron is actually pretty fast. Oh, and we got our second faint. So hopefully that person will stay away a bit, so that way, you know, we don't actually end the quest because somebody's fainted. Now, I did get hit, but my Vitality Mantle, good thing is it takes a lot of damage for me. Eventually it'll wear down and I'll have to take it off. Now, as you see, the ice does a really good amount of damage against him. Ow. That didn't feel too great. And there we go with our red charge, which is something that is probably the best charge you can get. Even though it is important to get the other two charges, the most important one that I've noticed is that red charge, because it allows you to basically go a little bit crazy when it comes to the monster and actually attacking. So it'll allow you to do kind of a whirlwind attack, which is nice. And there, we've knocked him down and broken some parts, so that is definitely a good thing. This is actually a low rank Odo at this point. I'm just trying to help some people out, which is what I like to do, and he has decided he wants to run. And there's his tail, so we're going to go ahead and grab and farm that really quick, and then we'll go and grab him. Let me grab some of this antidote so I'm not constantly taking damage. Let's go track this dude and get him gone. There he is. Right now he is pretty angry, but I've got him mounted, so that's a good thing. Especially seeing that I have the Ice Blade, that'll do some extra damage on him. He knocked me off pretty quick that time, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. Of course, it was not letting me move. That's the fun part. And now we've got our red charge back, so now I should be able to attack pretty well here. He is trapped in this trap at this point. Hopefully it works, because that will end our hunt on him. Nope, it didn't want to work, but that's okay. It looks like we're just gonna have to straight up kill him. Yeah, every monster has a different weakness. With the dragon monsters, most of the time their weakness is actual dragon element. This guy is almost done. So I'm gonna go ahead and heal up a bit because this effluvium is killing me. And we're gonna go ahead and grab this guy. Looks like I am heading the wrong way. And he has gone to his nest, basically, at this point. He is going to sleep. Basically, they'll do that every once in a while. They'll go in. Oh, it looks like they killed him, so that's a good thing. Either that or he just died naturally. So let's go see here. It looks like they went ahead and captured him this time. Yeah, they've captured him. So the good thing is that you can either capture or kill your monsters. And when you capture them, you do tend to get extra, like, different, you know, things off of them. So it's pretty cool. So there we go. We are done. Yeah, each monster has its own different little, like, weakness against it. Like, the Odogaron is weak to ice, and, you'll find a lot of the fire monsters are weak to ice and thunder and water. But, yeah, each one has certain things they're weak to. There are specific monsters like the Barroth and the Gerardos that, are actually not weak to many, are only weak to certain things at certain times. Like, they'll get covered in mud, and when they're covered in mud, they're not weak to thunder anymore. But then when they uncover and they slough off the mud, they're weak to thunder. Now, here's the cool thing about capturing a monster that a lot of people don't know about, and I don't know if he's going to be over here. Yes, he is. So, if you come over here to the left... Joe actually showed me this, but you can see the monster that you've captured. So he's a pretty vicious looking little, I basically call him a blood squirrel. But I think he's more wolf. Ray thinks he's squirrel, I think he's wolf. There's another, basically a lot of the monsters on here, for some reason, they seem to be copied, just in a different form. So, like, you have the Odogaron, which is this one over here that we just fought, and he kind of looks like a Toby Kadachi, which is basically like an electric little wolf. So it's kind of cool. So, give me just a second here, guys. Okay, lots better. I just had to grab me a drink really quick, guys. So I am back. So at this point, I'm basically just going through and joining a lot of quests, just to see what everybody's got going. I usually don't tend to do the special arenas, things like that. The arenas tend to be a little bit harder because they don't necessarily use the actual weapons that you use. Makes it a little bit more difficult. So let's see if there's any high rank SOSs out there. They are. Okay, so it looks like there's a lot of people who are having problems with the Kushala Daora, which is basically your first Elder Dragon, and they are not the easiest things in the world, especially not for an Insect Glaive user. So we've got this guy who's already got 2. I might as well join them. Don't want to, you know, I want to be able to help them with the increased difficulty. Usually if the person is doing a solo and they fired up an SOS, usually I won't take it unless they've actually got somebody already in with them, because I don't want to increase their difficulty, and I'm the only one coming, so I'm going to go ahead and change over to my Bad Wing, because we are fighting an Elder Dragon, and this is a, dragon, a basic dragon at this point, an Elder Dragon. He's one of the first ones you get. So I am going to go ahead and load up with some bombs here, because they are very useful when fighting these guys. And you can only take a certain amount at a time. We won't be able to trap this one. You can't trap any of the Elder Dragons. So let me go ahead and wait for departure, and we'll go from there. Thank you, Mortal. I will definitely be able to go in there and help them out. I think I've taken down 5 or 6 Kushala Daoras at this point. They're basically a big, huge tornado-causing dragon. As you can see, my little Windrake has decided not to drop me at a camp.
Good luck, field team.
So I am going to go ahead and travel to camp while I can to go get some food. As you can see, this will put my attack and my defense up. I'm not really too worried about elemental resistance at this point. It's wind, and wind isn't really anything you can really combat in this game, so not too worried about it. Guys, thank you so much for the likes. I definitely appreciate it. Like I said, if you want to share, go ahead. That would definitely be appreciated. Definitely would not mind it. Looks like I am coming out right underneath the Kushala at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and get my Vitality Mantle on and get this going. Let my scout flies tell me which way I'm going here. There he is, guys. This is the Kushala Daora. So let me go ahead and pull out this dude, and we will get this going. Now, one of the biggest things with these guys is flash pods. They're pretty important, which, as you just saw, they just used. Now, the nice thing about the Insect Glaive is that once in a while I'll actually be able to mount the monster, which makes life a little bit easier, especially when it comes to these guys. Mounting them is usually not the easiest thing in the world, but especially for other players who use other different types of weapons. Alright guys, so this is where I get my flash pod ready here. Oh, he is deciding to fly away. So now is the time where you heal and sharpen. Now when it comes to this game and certain weapons, definitely keeping those weapons sharp is a big thing when it comes to this game. Because it deals more damage when your weapon is sharp than when it's not, so... Hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm actually live streaming on YouTube right now. So yeah, just helping out. Decided to come in and you know, do some SOSs with some elders. Yeah, I am actually a huge Insect Glaive user. It is my main weapon for everything. It is a pretty difficult weapon, but once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. here we go. I should be able to get him mounted here soon if I can quit running into him. Darn targeting system on this. Ugh. The Kushala Daora is basically an insect glaive user's worst enemy because of those barriers he sets up. There we go. It's Mijo Army Mama Bear. Kind of, you know, a little difficult when it comes to that. But, I'm gonna be changing my name soon, as soon as I possibly can. I apparently had too many. So, my name is actually, Trini Trey. So, that's what I shall be after I can change my name finally. Yeah, I'm basically, I'm a new streamer, but if you can, there is one guy, that I tend to follow. His name is Mijo. Mijosium is his name. And he's pretty amazing. So if you can check him out, he also plays Monster Hunter. He usually teams in with me.
Alright. That was seriously impressive.
Awesome, well, thanks for the hunt, and thanks for, you know, following me if you can find me, and, not a problem. Now, you are Shifty, right? Hopefully I can find you here. Let me go and get him really quick while I can. Yeah, I do have my own, if you want to join, I do have a squad. So, let me see if I can find you, and we'll go from there. Definitely. Guild card. Send. There you are. There we go. I just went ahead and sent it to you, so you should be receiving that. Not a problem. It was a blast. I love fighting the Daoras. Yes, Mortal, I do actually have somebody talking to me. His name is Shifty, and he actually uses the Lance bowgun, I believe it's called. The gun Lance, yeah. And so he's actually actively talking to me right now while I'm streaming, so it's kind of cool. Oh, of course the connection has. Yeah, you guys wouldn't be able to hear him, but, yeah, he was there talking with me, and, while we were fighting the Daora, and he's probably gonna tune in, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, he's actually not in my party, so the game has its own voice chat feature, which is pretty neat. So you don't necessarily have to have somebody in your party to be able to talk with them. So let's see. I just sent him my guild card. So yeah, basically the function is here that you can actually send people your guild cards on here, which I just did. And so there he is right here. So he had joined us. You can join from other sessions if you actually go through an SOS, so it's kind of cool. And you can search for their sessions, things like that. But guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end on a good note with fighting that case, the Daora, and getting an Elder Dragon slayed. So thank you guys again for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it. Definitely share if you can. I would definitely love that. I'd love to have more viewers, of course. That's kind of the whole point of streaming. And see you guys on the flip side. Have fun. Enjoy your gaming.